if you have buoys that don't have sea lines on them, the top of the buoy tips into the current. So that means the current is flooding in from our left to right, which it is. And if you look at the tail, I don't know if you can see the glassy line and swirling water right in there, but that's obvious that the tide is coming in right now. That's about 0.7 from what I'm looking on Deep Zoom, which is the current app. Yeah, top of the buoy tips into the current. That's how you tell different currents on different sides of San Francisco Bay too. You'll look way out for a buoy, way out on the other side of the course. It might be leaning the other way, meaning the current switched over there. Anywho, day one, 4 races. First thing I notice, swells seem pretty small over here. We'll see what they are, but swells are everything here. If they're big, it messes with people's apparent wind so much that they can't sail. They get really tense because of the big apparent wind drop you get on any big swell. It looks smaller than I thought it was going to be, so that's a good news for the younger team. We have a mix of teams that have done 90 races or more, and some that have only done 20, so those are 15. So that's pretty cool. We'll see the light teams. Light teams go fast in this stuff. Upwind at least. I bet you we see the light team do well upwind, and then downwind the other teams just school them. What happens in 29ers is inexperienced teams reach too much. They don't know how to soak and keep the power in the spinnaker and soak low. The younger teams reach back and forth and sail more distance. Get smoked. Beautiful day. Might be hard to see, but we're getting a little bigger swells now. I'm about to go up a swell right now, and the apparent wind drops. And then you come, here's the trough. I don't know if you can see it, but when I drop in the trough, puff right in here, puff, and then up the swell, wind dive. Okay, so I'm going to try to get some video of it. The angle right now is going to be, now he's going to drop in the trough, should heel. Heel. Okay, slow swell. 3, 2, 1. Boat's going to go flat. Because you're getting launched with Coronado, you're getting launched and lured even though you don't know it. And a lot of people get wigged out by that. Oh, big swell coming. 3, 2, 1, light spot. 3, 2, 1, puff. It's all, the swell is decreasing your apparent wind on starboard. Okay, let's watch it. Beautiful day. Look how lucky we are. Yeah. 11:50 start. You guys all know that. It's 11:20. You're not going to practice full bore for 30 minutes on a 4-race day. But this is good. You should be back in the committee boat at 10:35. Take your water break. Relax a little. 10:40. Go back into race mode again. You've got to have your tacks and jives warmed up, ready to go. And this is excellent. This is Sophia and Chloe there, and they're out here training with Julie and August, who are powerful and light. Probably 250 together, and just strong, really strong and fit, and working harder every day. So that's good. There you are, out working against a team that's very physical and really fast in these conditions. Now, our game plan for these guys, these are very experienced teams. Those two, this one. For them, I'm not giving them a whole lot. They're going out to put on a performance. After 2 races, we're going to intervene on those who are struggling. We're going to make a ton of changes. You've done your initial boat break-in, your initial warm-up, then you speed test. A lot of teams are so obsessed thinking that it's not them that's causing the problem, it's the speed. They don't have the right speed yet, and they need to work on that only. No, they need to work on tactics and strategies most of the time. But get out, do your warm up, and then go and speed test each other. 3 boat lengths apart. Act like you're coming off the starting line. You got to hold a lane. Yeah. And if you're really cocky and flying, you'll speed test closer than 3 boat lengths. Just a couple times, just to practice, you know, not choking up when you got a boat to lure it. What do you know? This isn't prompt. These guys do this stuff on their own. The boat on the right won the Ida Lewis double-handed nationals last year, and then the girl on the left got 3rd this year. She got what, 5th at Midwinter's West. The team on the right won the Midwinter's East and West overall. Jib not luffing at the top, but loose. This is pre-race. You're actually probably in a tiny bit of bad air there. And you got to move fore and aft. You know, you're not moving quickly fore and aft, but every time it gets light, your feet are going forward a little. 3 inches, 6 inches. If it dies, I mean, it's almost like your foot is going right into the shroud at the very least. You've got to get the stern out of the water in light spots. Yeah, good job, everybody. Everybody's kept their boats upright. Everything's all clean and organized. They did a really good pre-race prep, but not too much. On a 4-race day, you're going to be fried. So, great job. Everybody was drinking water and not clogging up the coach boat for too long. Now, if after 2 races, if we're not doing well, we're going to be changing some things. We're going to do the vang different. We're going to do how much we're easing the main different. We're probably going to put the board up if we're overpowered. Our goal now is to put on a performance for 2 races. Do not hit the pin. Do not hit the committee boat. Do not be over. Will. Okay, everybody got clean. What's going to pay today is who sails the best VMG speed. Yesterday was not enough of a windward roll into the tack when it was lighter. You have to pull the boat up over your head. That was a good tack. Again, now you got to settle into your speed testing. Remember the swells we've talked about. Now I'm not going to be able to videotape a ton because my phone will die. Jib is a little tighter than it was on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Main, you gotta make Will hike when you're easing more. Lower yourself. Don't ease too much. Now these girls are much lighter. He's 6'1", maybe more. 6'1.5". She's, oh, look at her. Got the vang on. Nice. Oh, here's the ankle biters. Yeah, baby. Yeah, they've done a couple regattas. Look at that. 2 of our better Savage sailors. Yeah, a week from Monday we'll be doing our Savage team race. Southern California Savage team race. 13-year-olds. Yeah, that was good. Look at that. Sophia and Chloe. Amy, beautiful. We have their sails really set up downwind is where, and you can't get discouraged downwind. The speed differences downwind are astronomical because a lot of newer teams are always looking for power, so they're always in beat mode, high mode. They keep reaching and then they never get to the mark. Okay, we'll see how she did here. I think she gained. Actually, Sophia and Chloe are first right now. And I'm ahead of Owen. And I'm holding trees. You see the trees off of Ben's bow right there? That's how you tell if you're ahead or behind. I'm losing trees right now. Losing trees, losing trees. I'm behind him by a little. losing trees. See how that next tree is going to disappear, so he's ahead of me. Or he, at very least, getting me on starboard. Yeah, losing trees, so he's ahead of me. Next boat I'm holding trees on, so I think I'm making trees on the next boat. See how, if you look at the land over there, it's bow to bow right now. Will and Ben are crossing me. See, I'm losing trees. Now I'm gaining trees on that guy. See, I'm gaining the building, so I'm ahead of him. Very good. Make Will tight. No looser on the jib. The jib's luffing at the top. Pull it a fraction. I think Ben and Will are. Will, Ben, brother team. We're starting to look at boom trim. Looking at boom trim. Pretty tight. Boom up in the air and the sheet pretty far in. That's okay. This is a substitute crew for right now. Owen Frello. He's got second and Snipe Nationals as the skipper. I think he's 17. Finished right behind Hockey Tia's Night Nationals. Okay, Benton and Ball is round Benton and Steven. Julie and August. Sophie and Chloe. Race one. Look at her go. She might have a ton more wind than these guys. Now, she has a problem with whipping the jives. She's got to learn how to hesitate in the middle a little and let the boat skate dead downwind for a second to kill the wind. Yeah, she's got to learn how to, you carve the boat down and the kite starts switching and you straighten it a little and just take a little deep breath. Then the kite comes around and then you finish the turn. You got to move forward in the light spot. See how the mast is raked way back? See that? His mast is leaning way, way back and the stern's dragging. Their mast more forward. She's moving more forward in the light spots. I think Ben's doing the same thing, but you move forward a foot and the mast goes forward at least that much, probably more, considering how far away from you it is. So you cannot go through light spots with the dragging the stern too. Benton's going that way. I'm gonna go his angle and his speed. So they're going about this fast. I'm losing trees to Sophia. She's ahead of me. I think she's even with Benton. Okay, now I'm holding trees on her. But I'm going lower than Benton. Here we go. Yep, I'm still losing trees. So she's ahead of me. And I think he's going to jive and crush her. You know, if you just jive in front of her and she'll sail into your bad air, she should start heeling to leeward and soaking right away. Heel to leeward and get away from him. If he wants, he's just gonna sail right into his bad air, or maybe not. Maybe she could, yeah, maybe she could put the bow up right now. No, yeah, so that's all right. Good time. Didn't really come in right. See, they came in right. They're coming in hard on the. Well, you want to be coming in tight. You got to get really good at the spin takedowns. Because when you come in from an angle, when you come in from over here on port tack, you're inside overlap on everybody who's on starboard over there. So you are trying to consistently be coming in inside the 3 boat length circle, somewhere, you know, right in there, so that you can be inside of people. Same thing from the other side, coming in on starboard, 3 boat lengths out, so you have a little space to do your rounding. I know that sounds easy, but that's what your goal is. That's what the Super G drill is all about. These folks round in 5th. That's the first mark, maybe 4th. Okay, 5th. Now leading. This team is stable, like incredibly stable. Mast stays incredibly stable. That's what you're looking for. You're not rocking the thing. And then these girls around in fifth, and those are pretty far ahead. You see that? Jib out, bow goes up. They've got an overbend wrinkle. They're smaller. I mean, they're not much smaller. They're a little taller crew and a little more weight, I think. These guys are 250. They're probably 260. Here comes. These guys just need a lot more. They need to get the jib in a fraction because they're too much twist, and she's not hiking yet. And bang on, that's the problem. You've got to pull the bang on. We might have to get their traveler tighter. Interesting. Lower traveler will leave the boom off center line a little. So it's hard though, because if you pull it too blocked, then you're screwed, because you're going to close the leech too much. But yeah, once you get breezy, you want the traveler fraction too tight. So just in case it gets windier, you have to have the range on the bang. If your traveler's too loose, you can't get enough bang. It's not complicated, but we're going to tighten the traveler, I think. Have them put more of an overbend wrinkle in their mane like Julia had. Julia overstood just a little here. That's all right. I think she went from 5th to 1st. I think she should have come further out here. It looks plenty windy here. I would have come out here and not done the 2 tacks. Because all that happens, we overstood. No big deal. 2nd is just like a 1st. Serious, you should feel just as good about a 2nd in a regatta as you do about a 1st. Trying not to do too much video, I want to fry my battery. Then if I have anything problems, I won't be able to call. It's a little lighter now than it was. I tell you, that kite, those sets aren't good right now. Bang could have come off before the mark. You only sailed for a minute on start. Could have let the bang off like 10 seconds before the mark. No problem. Good. Sophie and Chloe, sorry. I couldn't get my phone to turn on for some reason. That's okay. They just rounded 4th, dude. I think you're going to see Olympia heels to leeward, just consistent stability a little better. The reason why you heel to leeward now, we're talking 3 degrees. Once you start going, and that she's on the edge of too much. That's almost more than 3. Go more than 5 and you start to drag the half leeward corner. It really is a big suction stuff. But 3 degrees of leeward heel. Look how stable she is. These guys are just a little more. See how stable they are? She's not moving very much, but some of that is just speed testing. She's just a little bit more advanced. Downwind. This is a great race for first. These are 1-2. Yeah, they look good. They look good. See that? Maybe just having to work it, and it gets complicated because if the waves get bigger, then you work it hard. You do look at other teams' boom heights. I think 3202 has the highest boom, and in the pre-start that's okay, but a lot of teams struggle with getting their bang on. The first thing you do if your boat is unstable in these conditions is you put the vang on so the boom is perpendicular to the mast, basically. That is going to close the leech to the right amount to just make sure you don't heel to windward every time you ease the main. If you ease the main sheet out and you have no vang on, the top of the sail goes out 5.5 times more than what you ease. So if you ease 1 inch down low, it's going out 5.5 inches at the top. If you ease 4 inches, the top goes out over 20 inches. That's 1 minute to the start, okay? And The line is short, so that's a little interesting. Your goal is just to get out of here and sail VMG. It's such a open course. And the last, it seems like the right is pretty darn good. So I think the wind is at about 265 wind direction. I'm going to ask the race committee after this. Now, she should drop back, jib out, main out, drop back. See, she should not come in yet. She should drop back. Yep, she should have done that. She should be patient here. Start late. You have to take there is a little current. Wait. Uh-oh. Yeah, see? That's what you do not want to do. She should see how it opened up anyway. If she'd have just waited, she could have come off there and pinched for a second and then tapped. The leader of the last race won going right. She's not going to make this. She should go around the committee boat and dip the line. Maybe not. So 211 are young, and light. And a lot of people say, well, what's going on here? They're out here sailing 11, 12 knots of wind. I'm telling you, just stacking up experience and building grit. This is what it does. That's why the sport is so good. You put them out here at a young age when they're ready, and they'll, not quite know what to do at times. Look at that. We put more bang on it. We pulled their jib hired on it. If we could have gone to the pit pull on the sail, that probably would have been good. I told them the skipper's gotta hike. The skipper's gotta be hiking. If you feel this much wind in your face, the skipper hikes and bounces a little, like leans out and then relaxes, and leans out. They're not static, they're moving around without moving the tiller too much. We also raise their board up. So again, when you are not fast, you change the bang, you change jib halyard, you change technique. When you're not doing well, you change board height. If you're overpowered, you take away weather helm and widen your groove. Make the boat will want to go down and up better. The boards are too big on these boats. Wow, look at that. I don't know what they had on the back of their mainsail. Oh, he's trying to pull the leech cord. Okay, I cannot forget that. What a stud. Do you see it flapping anymore? He dunked his crew as he was steering. Steven got dunked and they just both held it together, but look, he was getting sick of the flapping lead. These girls are looking pretty good. They had a rough start, but again, that comes with experience. Knowing just to hang back. If you're in a barging position, just hang back. And today there is current. High tide is just in about 30 minutes. So the tide is probably coming in even out here. So it opened up. You could have just hung back, started 4 seconds late, and been able to come around, accelerate for 10 seconds, and then tack. And then if Will tacks, that would have been the hard thing. Would you tack before him, or would you let him cross, go a little ways and tack? That's always, who knows. But you could have come around the committee boat and probably tacked right away. Figured out what happened to these guys. Kelp. You gotta add kelp checks. They might have caught it during the race, but they seem to have real big speed problems in the first race the whole time. And here they are in second. They're bigger. They're 280 together. 90, 285 or something. These girls are 240, 550. Their bang looks good. Julie is gonna go here. Probably look at the Borellis, and as the Borellis tack their 61, Julia just rolls into it. She might actually think about, she'd look at her compass number. If she's really lifted, she would just hang. But look at Sean footing. Oh, shit. I don't think I was zoomed in. Yeah, good job. Yeah, just rip it out there for a little while. windy. We got a lot of kelp coming right through here. This is a current line right here. So the current, I think, is going to be weaker over here. I think the current's going to be weaker out there. We're crossing a current line. I don't know if you can see the streaky water. So it's closer to the channel this way. I don't know. I don't have a current stick. I'd have to anchor instead of current stick to figure it out. But there's either on the other side of this current line where all this kelp is, there's either more or less current out there. Just don't know. Oh, no. Julia's had a couple of times where she stepped it up out left like this, and she just got flat out more wind. And I think there's more wind out there. I'm looking at these guys. These guys don't look super powered up. They don't look like they're in white caps. They don't look like they're in white caps. So it looks like the Borellis are first. Sean is probably going to tack under her. I don't think he'll go on the other side of her. He's got leech cord problems too. Oh, he just took a big lift. Okay, he went bow out to leeward. Now this is still race 2, so you can just be speed testing right now. Rip it for 30 seconds, look at Borellis. Rip it for 30 seconds. Still trying to find, you know, what angle we really love. And if we're losing to them, then that's, you know, not going to build our confidence. But you got to do it. You got to figure it out sooner or later. You can tell these guys can just sail with a more powerful sail. They did not cross them, but that's good. Remember, she stayed the same. Let's do the little race right here. Okay, now what do you do? I think you just keep going straight. Really, I didn't kill me back. Don't worry. Don't panic. Yeah, she's probably just trying to keep it close. Yeah, probably a good idea. Nice, it's a little lighter, nice. A little lighter. Got her bow up. Now you have to assume the current is going right to left here. The Borellis do not have kelp. They look like they're just fine. Race 2. Race 2. So Julia went left, got more wind, crossed behind them, got a little lane, missed the kelp, and gained. Very nice work. And you see how hard the skippers are working. That's the real difference between the teams that get in the back of these fleets in the front is how hard the skipper can communicate, how well they can hike, and how well they can communicate how the boat is feeling. Like, you know, don't ease as much, or don't trim a little harder overall, things like that. You got to be able to communicate it. Little swells up here. Light spot, light spot, light spot. Now you're going to get a puff in the trough. When you go to Portugal, their swells will be, yesterday the swells were almost exactly the same, but moving slower. Yep, see how at the top of the swell you lose pressure? Port tack probably feels easier downwind. We're going to ask them that. Nice. We were working on moving forward in the light wind. I would move forward in the light spots. Gotta be moving forward aft, even if it's only 2 or 3 inches. In the puffs, you wait a second, and then you go boop, boop, back a little. And then in the light spots, you just let your body swing forward, and you hit the rail a little. Hit your foot again right at the base of the shroud. You just kind of touch it, so you know about where you're supposed to be. You gotta get the stern out of the water in the light spots. You gotta rake the mast forward. Okay, so these guys have their board up, their vang more upwind, their jib hired more. They are light, 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 but we got to make changes. we're going to tighten their shrouds even more. We only did one turn. We're going to do another turn. Their head stay looked like it was sagging. 49ers coming out. Hans Hankin here working with the 9 Heist brothers, Ian and Noah, and working with Braden Ozarski and Holland Beardland. A 29er team that's also getting in the 49ers. 15-year-olds or something. 16 maybe. Yeah, 16. 9 Heists are in college. 2, you guys came around the right gate buoy, and while you were rounding, Sean hadn't even gotten to his buoy yet. So you rounded the correct one, and this looks outstanding. I still think, yeah, just don't ease too fast. It is well done, 11-12 right there. So if it was lighter, you wouldn't ease so fast. Probably go ahead and pull the bang a little harder. Flatten the main so the boom doesn't go up too much here, and just don't ease it as much. Just flatten the bottom of the main a little so that you don't have to quite burp it so fast in and out. It's good though, you're right, you're close. That's pretty good hiking. Gotta be, yeah. Okay, we'll see how you do. In a minute for race 3. I'm just gonna do only just the start. The kelp is really making this race a little bit of a crapshoot. The last race they had a current line right in line with the windward mark, and they were literally, all they were doing was just not calling tack. They were just trying not to catch kelp. But you have to make the best of it. Could be worse. We could be on land on our computers right now, or doing homework, or looking at Pokemon websites, or whatever kids looking at. 211. We put his board up a little higher. We pulled his jib higher. We went to the middle hole. That was a good start, dude. You see how he did a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle? He could have started closer to the Borellis, but that's a pretty damn good start. Will and Ben have been starting well today. These girls got to learn how to go backwards. I got to teach them that what they should have done there is, as the boat got parked head to wind by Fenton, they should have got reverse flow, so they should have started going backwards. They should have pushed the tiller to port, and their boat would have swung onto starboard tack. Or the other option would have been get going backwards and try to put the tiller to the right, and the bow would have gone right. When you're going backwards, the boat almost always goes the direction that you put the tiller. These guys, we did more jib halyard. We went to the middle hole on the jib. He likes a tight jib, so that helped with that. We did a little more vang this time. We did the board up another 2 inches, so the board's up about 4 or 5 inches to take away weather help. And they're not too far, but they're better this rate. They're better. You can tell. You know, I don't care about boat handling right now. Now you just bust it out to the right, dude. And the most important thing is you make those changes because the sailor will feel them. They will feel that they're way more under control. Surprise, surprise. I hope they're not the only ones who didn't catch kelp. We are in a horrible, look how far ahead Julie and August are. Oh my God. They've been around the mark for over a minute, and it's the first lap. And I think the Borellis had seaweed. I saw them doing several kelp clearings on the center board. I guess that's good practice for us if they have sargassum or something in Portugal. Anywho. Wow, 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 wow. Where's the orange spinnaker? Oh. I wonder if that ship is going to affect the wind here. I would think it would be any time. Looks like there's a big puff up there. Okay, so are we making trees on the Borellis? We're just behind Will. And just behind Will, going about Will's angle and speed. No, we are losing trees. So we are well behind them. We're also losing trees to the next boat, so we are well behind those boats. See how we're losing those air tanks? Oh gosh, my lens is going out of focus. Yeah, those big gas tank things we're losing. Julie is just a mile ahead. What? Day 1, race 4. Long courses for a small fleet, but that's fine. We got to build our resiliency. I'm going to send you to Europe. We're going to be racing at 7 o'clock at night, maybe. It's been a good week. We've gone Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No, we did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I think. Anyway, it's been a busy week. Julia did a good job of just going full speed in from a bad position, and she's actually going to squeeze off Will. So if you need to hold a lane, it's a 1 degree of leeward heel, main tight, power, and try not to stick the bow up too hard. It's not easy. Borelli's did a great job there. Julia's pinching on Will. The other 3 boats are probably going to slow down. Julia's holding the lane off of Oops. Sorry, you probably didn't see much of that. The battery's going dead. Julia did a good job of surviving there. They won the last race, so that's all they needed to do is don't get cute. Just get a lane, hang in there. Even though the Borelli squirted out, you did a good job. Will is back there now. Nice job by Sophia to leeward of 3380. Their best call it. Borelli's have been a rocket. Julia's a little windward, so it's probably a little closer than we think. And then there's Sophia and Chloe right here, just behind. They're ahead of them, so they're gonna round 3rd. I'm calling last video because my phone's gonna die soon. Sean first. Julia did great. Played a couple shifts. Borelli's 3rd. Orange Spinnaker 4th. Yeah. So they weren't 3rd, but close.